All right. Now you can hear me. What's up, Brody Gal? Hey, Allie B. Hey, True Texan. Hey, Rach. Hey, Annie. What's up? What's up? All right. So I have a mammogram at 1:40. So I just wanted to get this call done, and something came up that I wanted to discuss too with another fucking creeper. So we're going to get this out of the way. I didn't know that. I should know that I'm going to get creepers that have to look into every fucking aspect and go through videos forever. So I'm going to just lay it all out there. Not that I haven't before. But you are beyond a fucking creeper. This is insanity. Like, you think you're going to find something on me, bitch. You ain't finding jack shit. So let's get into this. From 2012, when I left Iowa, I went home to Florida, which wasn't really home, but it's where my parents lived, because I was going through a hellacious fucking custody fight. And I wanted the comfort of my parents. Okay. I know you know nothing about that because you've never had comforting parents, but I have. Okay. I went home to my parents. I stayed there for about not even a year. In 2013, I got my own place in Florida. In 2014, my father died. In 2015, my mom needed some help. So me and the kids moved in with my mom from 2015 until, what was it, like uh, June of 2016. That's when I got my first place in Iowa, in Alabama. Okay. So when you saw me do Making a Murderer, yes, that was for the 8 months that I lived with my mom to help her after my father died. Again, helping my parents, something you know nothing about. You know nothing about helping anybody. All you know is take, 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 take. But regardless, that is when I moved in with my mom. It was for like 8 months. This is can all be confirmed with fucking lease receipts. Now, going back, way back, when I first became pregnant with the twins, I was living in California and I was with a guy that I didn't like. And then I was like, Mom, I want to come home. And I stayed with my parents until the first year, which was 2006. Kids were born in 2005. January of 2006, I moved to Wisconsin. That is where I met Brad. Anything else you need to know, I'll be very open and tell you. You're a fucking freak. An absolute fucking freak. And your little buddy Capone is just as bad. Normally, I don't let this shit get to me, but I'm so sick and tired of this fucking cunt who does not stop. And then you wonder why I did what I did. Now you all know why I did what the fuck I did. Because this bitch doesn't stop. We're now going on 4 fucking years that this psycho cunt cannot stop going through my life, talking about me every fucking day. Dude, you are a fucking psycho. Psycho. And I'm surprised nobody has fucking done anything else to you. Oh, wait, why would they? Because you talk about me every day. You are a fucking freak. But you know what, bitch? I'm about to cut you off at the fucking knees because I'm backing off from YouTube for a while because it's too much fucking hate. It's too many fucking psychos like you. So I don't know what you're going to talk about anymore, fucking MM. I really don't. But good luck to you. I'm concentrating on my candles and making money. So I don't know what the fuck you're going to talk about if you can't talk about me every day. But good luck to you, bitch. I'm fucking over it. You fucking psychotic cunt. So, all right, now let's get into this. I saw something this morning. I had to get this off my chest. But yeah, I'm not taking a break from YouTube, but I'm backing the fuck off. I can't do this anymore. These people are fucking psychotic. Absolutely fucking psychotic. I'll be in Patreon. I'll be on my candles. I'll still be pushing candles every day, but I just can't do this fucking shit anymore. These people are nuts. It once brought me to a place that I did something I shouldn't have done, and I don't want anything. I don't want to go back to that. And this is all these people do. They call cops. They call real life. They're looking up people's shit. I can't do it. I just can't. There's too much fucking hate around here. When all these channels are gone, I'll be happy to come back. But doing this every fucking day, I can't do it. I just can't. These people are fucking out of their minds. And the obsession is real. Hey, Jenny, the obsession is fucking real. And I'll still be in Patreon. Like, believe me, I'll still be around. It's just all this drama shit. I can't do it. These people are fucking nuts. And if I see someone bring up my name one more time, I'm gonna fucking snap. And then you got people like Betty over there who's making up fake fucking titles like breaking news in Sebastian Rogers. There ain't no fucking breaking news in Sebastian Rogers, you fucking liar. And all these liars and phonies, I can't do it. I do ignore them. I really do. I don't even watch MM. But mentally, this constant fucking berating of me, I can't do it anymore. I've been doing it for like 6 years. I can't do it anymore. I want to cut her off at the knees. If I don't do any kind of drama, her channel is done. She's got nothing to talk about and won't get any views. And honestly, I'm sick and tired of fucking making her get views. I'm over it. I'm done. Fuck her. Cut her off at the knees. Now she's got jack shit. Let her fucking try to build a channel without me. Good luck to you, MM. I will take a break just to cut you off at the fucking knees. Let's see how many of these people care when you don't talk about me. Fucking stupid bitch. All right. Moving on. It's so good to see you, Jenny. I had this already and then I lost it. Then you got Capone fucking leaving messages all over people. You support Laura. You support CBS. Call Capone. Shut the fuck up. He's another one I want to cut off at the knees. All these people wanted me off YouTube. You got it, bitches. You got your wish. Now what are you going to fucking obsess over? Hold on, I'm pulling it up. All right. I'm so happy to see you too, Jenny. I know I haven't been on during the day in a while. My apologies. All right. So Leilani Simon made some phone calls while she was awaiting trial. And let's see, I have not heard this yet, so we're listening to this for the first time together. I was going to listen to it, and then I'm like, no, that's kind of cheating. So this is the first time I'm hearing it too.
Quentin was reported missing from their home in Savannah, Georgia, and after an extensive investigation, his remains were discovered in a landfill. Leilani was subsequently arrested and charged with his murder. Acquaintances, family members, authorities, and Quentin's babysitter testified during Leilani's 9-day trial. She was found guilty in October of 2024 and sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 40 years. The calls in this video were made during her trial.
Are you surprised that none of our phone calls are being used in the trial?
Yeah, I wonder why.
Because they didn't get what they wanted out of the phone call. So that's why. My attorney said that he was actually very surprised. He said that obviously he didn't hear anything about anything in phone calls being relevant to the state. But he said that He said that most people in my situation are not able to limit what they say on the phone.
I don't feel like we have.
I don't feel like we have either. We just spoke what was on our mind and how we felt and all this type of stuff, and I guess it just wasn't what the PA was hoping for. It shows a concerned, worried, and grieving mother and grandmother, and that's not what he wanted.
Oh, well.
Yeah. I'm about to be going to rec time in a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got it arranged with people. Like, I told them weeks, probably about a month before trial that, hey, when trial starts, I'm going to here for my rec time on Friday. Can we try to do it on the weekends? You know, and then we finally got it arranged that they come and get me on Sundays, which gives me a little bit of normalcy. You know, I can go in there and watch some TV, and it helps get my mind off of stuff, you know.
Oh, I can see now. It's quite a little fun.
I don't know.
I just want to know, did she forget that she killed her fucking child? She acts like she's in jail, like, unwarranted. Bitch, you murdered your child and threw him away like he was fucking trash. You deserve everything you get and then some.
And that's his little fun.
I know, and I do my best not to think about it on the weekends because it's on my mind from, the time that I wake up on the weekdays to the time that I go to bed and then the time I wake up again. And on the weekends, if I don't get my mind off of it, I'm going to drive myself crazy. This morning, before breakfast even came, I woke up with the thoughts of everything already on my mind. And I was just like, oh, my God, you know? We'll see.
Everything in my body hurts. I talk to my psychiatrist again tomorrow.
I know the feeling. Just like I know every time I eat, I feel nauseous, like I'm on the verge of throwing up. Especially when I'm at court. And just, Which is why you probably noticed it, but my attorney brings me little snacks here and there because they told him that I wasn't eating, and he didn't like that.
Who told him to?
The officers told my attorneys that I wasn't really eating or whatever, so now that's why he gives me little snacks here and there. Like, he'll bring me something like a cough drop or a mint or something to stuff on, or a piece of candy or a cracker or two or something throughout the day because he didn't like the fact that I wasn't eating. I was like, it's not that I don't want to eat. Don't get me wrong. I feel nauseous. Yeah. So, yeah.
Lelani, it's too bad you didn't feel nauseous when you threw your fucking, when you threw your kid in a dumpster. Too bad you didn't feel nauseous then when you were laughing in the backyard.
DA got mad at me.
Well, so I seen that where, because you were talking to your attorney and he tried to make it out to be like you were.
Like I was mouthing to the witness?
Yeah.
That's what he tried to make it out to be like, but I wasn't. But he got mad at me because he didn't like what I said, or I don't know. I think he really just didn't like the fact that the court PD picked it up. But I was like, I have all rights to communicate my observations and opinions to my attorneys. It's not like I mouthed it to the jury or that I mouthed it to the witness. No, I leaned over to my attorneys and whispered to them, which is what I was told to do, to either write it down or whisper to them. That's what I was doing.
I almost feel like court TV is purposely picking up.
They could try to get me to do an interview.
They're purposely picking up what they're doing.
What?
I said I feel like they're purposely doing it.
Oh no, they definitely are. They definitely are. They're extremely biased. If you ever watch all their shows, Mom, they are very much so against every defendant in every case in every court. So they're doing it on purpose. That's the whole reason why they have the camera right in front of me. I mean, Mom, right in front of me.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason for that, to catch these little things. And I'm not going to sit there and hold back my communication with them because, my attorneys needed to know.
What you should do is pick that notebook up when you have something to say and put it over your mouth before you speak to your attorney.
Yeah, I think I started doing that with my hands. after that. But, like, he was like, the DA was seriously mad at me. He's like, she's furrowing her brow like she didn't do this. No, I was furrowing my brow because he was making it seem like I had said this to the witness. That was not true.
Yeah.
That's what he made it seem like to the judge. That was not true. I even wrote down this,
Think about me looking at you in court.
Huh?
Think about me looking at you in court, and your attorney said I was trying to look at her notes.
Look at what notes? What?
Her in juvenile court. Whenever I was staring at you, looking at your hair, your hands, your skin, your everything, just looking at you to make sure you were okay. And she said that I was looking at her notes.
Yeah, I remember that.
You know what I mean? That was so far from the truth. For them saying that I brought my phone in because I was trying to record the proceedings.
Yeah, it's habit nowadays. I understand that, you know. But
you know what I mean? That wasn't true. You know what I mean?
It wasn't, and they're just trying, like, they take these little things and their own interpretations of it, and I was really confused when he was, because to me, the reason why I even furrowed my brow, I knew what I said, but I knew
that the judge.
Yeah, I knew that I did. Huh?
Yeah, the judge, whenever
I was just saying that I knew I didn't mouth it to the jurors or the witness, so there was no reason for the DA to get mad. Now, if I had done that to them, to the witness or the DA, or the jurors, I could understand that. You know, the only person I mouthed anything to was to Paul after he got off the witness stand and was excused. All I said was, love you, and he said it back.
Wow.
And like I said, I waited until after he got off the witness stand and after he was excused from that subpoena, meaning that he wouldn't be called back in. That's the reason why I did it right then. And he was already walking out and was excused. So, if he wanted to say anything about me mouthing anything to a witness, that would have been the thing to say.
Yeah.
So he was really mad.
Wow. I feel like, I know, look, I've learned that a lot of people that said that they were my friends, they weren't.
Yeah.
A lot of people come to the house and try to portray that they were concerned and cared for us, and they didn't.
Yeah. I got a message from somebody, and I think you know them. I think we both know them. James, is that Popeye?
That's, Scooter.
Huh?
That's Scooter.
Who?
Scooter.
Scooter?
Scooter.
Yeah, Scooter. Who's?
Nebraska?
Yeah, he said that he wasn't in Nebraska anymore and that he was in Indiana. That was the only reason why I was like, well, maybe I know this person. But I don't remember Scooter.
It's Scooter. You know my friend?
The one who used to say cool as a fan?
Yeah.
Okay, see, yeah, I for some reason it wasn't hitting on me or whatever. So I was like, who is this person? Like, I knew that as soon as he said that, that I'm not in Nebraska anymore, I'm in Indiana, I was like, okay, I probably know this person, because why would they say that to me if they didn't know me?
Yeah.
But I could not place this person. I was like, who the hell is this?
Yeah.
He said he tried to send me
There are 60 seconds remaining.
He said he tried to send me a care package, but there was something going on with his card. I don't know if you have communication with him, but tell him that if he wants to send me anything, a book or money in my book is all that I need.
Okay.
Because I don't know what the care package is, but some books or money on my books are the only things that can really help.
You know what's crazy to me? She's talking about nothing but bullshit. How about Mom? I'm so sorry for what I did to your grandson. Mom, I can't believe I did this. She's such a heartless cunt.
In this situation.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you too, Leilani.
It'll be okay. At least this part of it's almost over with, I think.
It won't be over with until
There are 15 seconds remaining.
Just try to keep your head up. Try to keep your head up and keep to a routine. Keeping to a routine has helped me a lot.
Yeah, I tried to. I just want to go home. I just want to go home and get home and not empty all the stuff at the store. And I haven't done any of that. I haven't.
Goodbye. Hello, this is a prepaid call from
Leilani, Simon.
This call will be recorded and subject to monitoring at any time. You may begin speaking now.
So, I got some questions.
Huh?
I got some questions from today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, they signed a warrant for who?
Oh, for one of the drug dealers. He didn't come to court for his witness thing.
Okay, and what does that mean for him?
I mean, they'll arrest him and he'll get a 10 or 20-day contempt of court charge. That's all it is. It was a witness something warrant. It was a witness arrest warrant because he was subpoenaed as a witness and said he would be there. And then didn't actually he showed up yesterday but left before they called. They both did. And then
Okay, here's a dumb question. Why does the mom know about the drug dealer not showing up to court? That is a red flag to me. Did she talk to the drug dealer? Why is she so concerned about the drug dealer not showing up to court? And how would she know? Things that make you go,
one came out today, the other one didn't. The one that didn't has an arrest warrant.
I want to know why they thought it was so important to hide their identities.
Because they're drug dealers.
So what?
That's what I
You
said.
chose that life?
That's why I didn't have an objection to it. My attorney asked me, do you have an objection? I said, no. I mean, they're not a minor. They're not undercover agents. I was like, no, I don't have an objection to it. So.
Yeah, but why?
And then they didn't give the DA, he didn't give the DA what he wanted. The DA wanted to try to imply that for the 10 minutes I was there that night, I was having good relations with him. I wasn't. I don't even think he was there. And he said he wasn't there, but I mean, I don't know. There was like 4 of them I dealt with. It wasn't just one person.
But what does it matter if you did?
I don't know. Just, Mama, they don't have the evidence that they want, so they're just trying to make me look bad, character-wise. That's all they're doing.
Oh, I don't like them. I don't like...
trying to make her look bad. You threw your fucking kid in a dumpster. I think you made yourself look plenty bad, Lelani. There's nobody that can make you look worse than what you did yourself. Just saying.
I don't like the way it's all going, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I told my attorneys. I was like, well, I mean, if they're going to charge somebody of this, why not just give it the proof instead of trying to add this in? All they're doing is trying to get the jury to look at me in a prejudicial way. That's all they're doing. Mama, they haven't said anything different than what's already been said 2 years ago.
I don't know. I've learned a lot of stuff different. I didn't know that you were out in the night. I didn't know that I didn't know a lot of stuff, Leilani.
I learned a couple of.
Don't worry, Mom. You're getting all your information from Queen Beach Channel. That we know. So I'm sure you're learning a whole bunch of stuff from that.
Things, but that's about it. Like, Daniel claiming to have seen the kids at 3 a.m. when he got up to feed Sky, and it's changing that. I didn't know about that until he testified. And then he told them that I told him to say it. And then the 6 a.m. thing, I don't know. It's just so much that don't make sense, even now.
Well, I do understand that I am on the witness list.
That might be one of the truest things she's ever said. That I don't know why, because none of this makes sense. You're correct, Leilani. None of this makes sense. Nobody can figure out how you can throw your baby in a dumpster, know he's dead, know that you killed him, and then party in the backyard like you're innocent. Nobody can, and anyone with a normal head cannot understand that. So you're right. That was like the truest thing I've ever heard you say.
List. Did you know that?
Your name's not on there.
That's not what Shay from WTOC said.
Yeah, I don't believe that. Your name's not on there. As far as I know, you've been subpoenaed, but you are not on that witness list. I've seen the witness list today. I did not see your name on there. And they read out the witness list to the jury while we're doing selection, and your name wasn't on there.
Well, I don't think the drug dealers' names were on there, were they?
No, but they were added in later, and that was voiced out in the courtroom. They weren't subpoenaed either.
Again, why is Mom so concerned about the drug dealers? And how do you know if they're on there or not, Mom? Still doing drugs, I see.
So they subpoenaed them this past weekend, served the subpoena, spoke to them, and then added them to the jury list yesterday, spoken out because my defense had to know. And there's been nobody has mentioned you being added to it.
I just want to protect our family, Leilani.
Yeah, I said there's been no mention of you being added to it, and that's because your relationship and my relationship have been deemed inadmissible. So I mean, if you want to call the DA, Tim Dean, and be like, Shay said this, is it true?
I did call about Clinton.
What'd they say?
They said that after trial, they'll get in touch with me.
All right.
Because I had my attorney put an official letter in because I don't want the state to try to do some crazy messed up stuff like them bury him or whatever the state does with remains. I don't want that to happen. He needs to come home.
Yeah, I haven't heard nothing like that, but I know they said he should be released here soon. So
I still don't think I got this stuff right.
What other questions? You said you had questions. What other questions? Like, as far as I know, you haven't been added to the witness list, so.
Why? Hello?
Hello?
Membership team here. Perfect. I can speak with you.
Now, is this about the, my Dermia or Drop or whatever the hell that space stuff is?
This is for the skincare product.
I do not want the skincare product. I was talked into it. I kept telling y'all I didn't want it then. Y'all keep charging my card. I told you that last month. Take me off of it. There's nothing to talk about. It's only a cancellation. You told me it wouldn't be no problem, but now it seems like there's a problem because now I've gotten 2 more charges on my card from y'all on a product that I'm not using. So please, stop my card. There's nothing else for us to talk about. Do not charge me. Do not send me products. Thank you. All right, sorry.
Yeah, no, I ain't hear nothing said today at all, and your name hasn't been on the list from the beginning, so I don't know where that came from.
I'm just saying that's what Shay said. Yeah, she's just been she just kind of gives me a heads up a little bit. Like we don't discuss anything, but like she'll give me a heads up of like what's supposed to happen that day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, like
the whole thing about you being a witness, and that from the time that I was in there today and I looked at the witness list again, and I asked about Craig and Tim or whatever, you have not been added. They would have had to announce that in court, because you not being on the witness list. It would have to be announced in court, so my defense would have time if they wanted to interview you themselves.
I have kept myself. Leilani, I'm afraid to go to the store. I'm afraid somebody's going to take a picture of me, and I'm afraid because I want to protect them babies. All of them.
I know. That's why I haven't stopped saying the kids' last names. It's like, I mean, nobody would seem to be worried about that. I said something to.
Is Ashton Kutcher going to jump out and say we're all being punked? You want to protect what kids? Yeah, you protected Simon really. You protected Quentin really well, Mom. Get the fuck out of here.
My attorneys and had them handle that situation.
Well, honestly, I mean, at this point, changing their first names would be too much, but I do want to change. And because they're little, they don't, you know what I'm saying?
I don't think we should change names, Mama. That's who they are.
That's right, but I do want to change the last name. I want to.
I think that's just who they are.
Yeah, but I still want to change the last name just for the sole purpose of going to school, meeting new friends, you know.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. I don't think we should.
I don't think their first or middle name should be changed, but I do think their last name should be changed. I think my purpose is not to try to take that away from them. I want them to know their family. I want them to know who their fathers are. I want them to know who they are. My thought is going to school, meeting new friends. You know,
and I see where you're coming from, but I don't think kids their age are gonna really.
Okay, I 100% agree with with Grandma on this. These kids are always gonna have that. What's the word I'm looking for? People are always gonna come after them for being Quentin Simon's brother, sister, whatever. So I do agree with changing the last name. There's no reason these kids need to have this black cloud over them for something their mom did, and they will be picked on. They will be shunned against. Parents won't have play dates because of the high profile that it was in that area. So I'm 100% in agreement. Change the last name. And if Lelani was any type of a mother, which we know she's not, but if she was, she would be in agreement with that because she wouldn't want to put her kids through the hell of the black cloud. I can't think of the right word, but the black cloud over them their whole life. And it would be their whole life. That doesn't mean they won't know who they are. But changing their first names isn't going to do anything. But Leilani is all about herself and doesn't give a fuck, as we're hearing.
No,
but their parents. It's their parents. It's their parents that'll show them, be different with them or not allow their kids to hang out with them because of who they are. It's not the kids. It's their parents.
Oh, no. I think this should be thought about some more. I mean, like, at first I was all...
This is just what's on my mind right now. It could change. I mean, every day my thoughts are changing.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, like, I think I would think more about it because, like, I don't know. In my mind, I think the kids should have a say whether they want their last name changed.
I think you should. I think yours should be, too.
Yeah, I know that, too. But, I mean... And even if I go to prison, I want to get my name changed because that'll offer some sort of protection there.
Yeah, I agree.
Bitch, you're going to be 65 years old by the time you get out of jail. Nobody's even going to fucking remember you. Just stop. And that's if you even get out.
I think you should be.
But that's my decision. And like I said, I think the kids, and I wish they were older, because of my opinion on this, should have the same choice.
I get that. But...
Well, let's see, Lelani. Now, this is where I have issues with Grandma. If Grandma was any type of mother, she would say, Lelani, you made your choices. Your choices sucked. Your choice was to kill your fucking kid. So you have no say in anything, but the mother isn't a good mother either. She raises murderers. That we know from Leilani and her brother. So they're all fucked.
But they're young, and it's not the other kids that I'm trying to protect them from. It's their parents.
Yeah, and I get that.
It's the mean people in the world that'll teach their kids, oh, you can't be friends with that one.
Mean people in the world? They didn't kill their kids. You have 2 kids that murdered someone. One of them murdered their own child. So I don't think you're much of a parent either, Mom.
Well, let me tell you that,
So I'm thinking...
Them being treated like they're just automatically bad seeds. They're not bad seeds.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, how about I have a compromise of something maybe you and I can both agree on when it comes to this. If you get them, change their names. But when they're old enough, tell them what their original last name is and all that, and ask them if they want to go back to that.
Yeah, I want them to have that choice. It's up to them.
Yeah,
but ultimately, I just want to.
just to have a
Yeah.
choice to represent and feel a part of the other part of their family.
Leilani,
What a narcissistic bitch. Who cares if they know what their other name is? That doesn't define them. Your last name doesn't define who you are. Like I could be called Laura Gambino. It doesn't define who I am. Like she's acting like the name is everything. No, bitch, you killed your kid. Remember?
I have no intentions of
Don't get
putting
me
my
wrong,
feelings.
because like Mama, don't get me wrong, because like I really despise Keith, Elizabeth, and Daniel, and Daniel's mom, and just I all of them. But I think the kids should eventually.
Listen,
Well, you despise them. Maybe you should kill them too. I mean, you already killed one person you despise. Why not kill everybody you despise?
finish listening to what I'm saying.
There are 60 seconds
You didn't have to
remaining.
call me back. They should let you.
Oh, yeah, no, I'll be able to call you back. I have my whole time.
Okay. Well, personally, I feel that the kids should grow up not having a bias feeling either way about any of their parents.
Yeah.
I feel that they should learn even about their brother through counseling, through somebody that is not emotionally involved.
Yeah.
I feel that way, then they can learn how to cope and deal with what they really feel instead of trying to cope and deal with what somebody else has told them to feel and them not being able to understand the difference.
I get that. I'm just, at this point, when it comes to thinking about names, I'm thinking that maybe
There are 15 seconds remaining.
somewhere between the ages of 10 and 12, they should be given the option.
Well, whenever they get old enough to, you know what I'm saying, it really depends on the kid and where they are mentally and what age is appropriate for them.
That's why I said 10 or 12, because, I mean...
Goodbye.
I love you. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm struggling so hard because I don't know how to be your mom. I don't know how to hold you. I don't know how to be there. No.
Oh, the holding me thing might have to wait a while. My attorney thinks that I probably won't get convicted of murder. He said he's not sure of concealing a death because they don't have a time of death, so they can't say that he was gone when I left the house. Well, you know, for a fact. He said he's not sure about that one. I'll probably get some false statements, though. He says that I had the Fifth Amendment right, not to incriminate myself. And he said most of my false statements is about drugs. So, I mean, which is true. So, if I get convicted of any false statements, I'll probably have probation for a couple of years or something like that.
I know Casey Anthony got 8 years. Casey Anthony got 8 years, and she lied about a whole. She said she was working at Disney World. She never even had a job there.
Well, no. What I heard about Casey Anthony's, hers were like a lot different. Most of my false statements are, all right, she came out about coke here. She finally came out of perks here.
Did she really think she was going to get off like scot-free and it was going to be like Casey Anthony? I mean, did she really believe this? I think she did.
She finally said that she went to this place in order to get the drugs and did this. Like, this, all of it's pretty much the same thing, just over a course of time. So they think that they'll probably just break it down to like 3 or 4 charges of false statements.
I feel like, I hope he's right, but I feel like with the severity of the case, period,
I hear you.
if they can't get you for what they want to get you for,
they want to get me for they want to get me for murder. They don't even care about everything else. They want to get me for murder. But my attorney literally said that they can't, so they're shooing for anything else. And he has his own theory.
Yeah, I mean, it's all theories. It's all, in my opinion, allegedly, and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, all this, everything's theories right now. They have literally put no evidence up to back it up. You know what I mean? So, It's just, okay. But he said nothing's set in stone either. He's just saying that if I get false statements that,
Come on.
since I've been here for 2 years, they'll probably give that as time served. And then whatever else sentences, I could probably get that on probation.
What do you have, like 14 charges of false statements?
Yeah. No, he said all those could get dropped down to condensed pretty much into one because, I mean, any tiny little thing that was...
There are 60 seconds remaining.
That was even slightly...
I don't know if you can call me back. I'm not done talking, damn it.
I'll try to call tomorrow, but I need to be able to take a shower and stuff. And I got back here and called you. I need to talk to you.
Hey, wrap your... When you do your hair tonight, take a T-shirt and wrap your hair. As soon as you get out of the shower, take your T-shirt and wrap your hair and let it dry wrapped.
Like you want me to coil it around my T-shirt?
Yes, and let it dry wrapped. Keep it wrapped, and the reason I say that is because it'll take down some...
There are 15 seconds remaining.
The frizziness in it?
Yeah. So wrap it, okay?
Yeah, I will try. I love you.
I love you, too.
Right.
I do. I
love you, too.
Don't forget to like and...
I'm sorry. If my daughter killed my grandson, there would be no love. No love at all. Unbelievable. Yeah, her hero, Casey Anthony. I can't believe she really thought she was going to get away with it. That's insane to me. She really thought that she was going to walk out of jail with a couple of years probation. I am so glad the judge slammed her. And I'm sorry, but the mom is no better. Absolutely no better. And shout out to phone calls from prison for getting them. I'm sure there's more coming. But just wow. Absolute wow. What a piece of shit. I know. They're not going to get her for murder. Really? Hold on. I want to look at something. Wait, what was the date on those calls? What was the date on those calls? She was convicted on the 21st.
That's for the news at 5. I'm Dawn Baker. Mike C. has the day off. We're continuing to follow our breaking news. A Chatham County woman now sentenced today as Judge Tammy Stokes announced her ruling. It comes nearly a month since the mother was found guilty on all counts in the death of her 20-month-old son. Tonight, we have live. Tim's defense team said during today's hearing, but the possibility.
What prosecutors asked the judge to impose today, Judge Tammy Stokes sentencing Leilani Simon to life plus 10 years in prison with the possibility of the parole for the murder of her son, Quentin. Special Assistant District Attorney Tim Dean urged Judge Tammy Stokes to show no mercy to Simon. He called for a life sentence without the possibility of parole, plus 65 years behind bars and a $17,000 fine. During today's sentencing hearing, prosecutors focused on Simon's behavior during the investigation. Was out drinking the night investigators announced the landfill search for Quentin's body and had a pen pal relationship with a convicted child molester while in jail. The case's lead detective once again on the stand today telling the judge Simon has not taken accountability.
In all of these statements of hers that you've listened to, the interviews, things witnesses have told you she said, jail communications and so forth, at any point has she ever actually accepted responsibility for what she's now been convicted of?
No, she hasn't.
And Dean urged the judge to impose a strong sentence to send a message not only to Simon but also society, noting that this case has taken a heavy emotional toll for those that were involved. Ultimately, Judge Stokes sentencing Leilani Simon to life plus 10 years in prison with the possibility of parole. WTOC's Shay Schrader also in court today. Shay, this sentencing fell more in line with what Simon's defense team had asked the judge for.
Yes, Flynn, and as we know, there were only two possibilities on the table heading into the sentencing, and that is that Leilani Simon would be sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole or life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Because I remember the prosecutor went on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And it was like the longest prosecutor I've ever heard in my entire life. Hey, LaDonna, Darren, Sec 2. She and her mama are rotten to the core. I 100% back that statement. She is rotten to the core, and so is her mom. And they all act like so innocent. No, bitch, you're not innocent.
And she had 5 family members and friends testifying on her behalf in front of Judge Stokes today, asking that she be shown mercy in her sentence. Now, they painted a much different picture of Simon than we saw throughout the trial. Her family and friends characterizing her as a loving child, her aunt testifying that she would often visit her grandmother and defend her brother against bullies, her stepfather recalling that she was very smart as a child and that she could ace a test without even needing to study for it. But the testimony also revealed that Simon lived with her aunt for much of her childhood because her mother, Billie Jo Howell, was struggling with drug addiction of her own. Howell testified that she neglected Simon's needs, and Simon's brother Paul saying that she deserved prison, but not.
See, I don't remember that. Maybe the shit with Betty overtook that, but I don't remember it coming out that mom was on drugs and that's why she went to work. I thought mom was trying her best. I didn't realize she was on drugs at that time. That's wild. I don't know if you guys remember, but again, I guess all the shit with Betty and Dolly and all that other shit kind of got in the way. I don't remember that.
Not forever.
I know drugs has taken and had a huge impact on our entire lives. Even as Leilani's childhood, I failed her as a mom. And I still neglected your needs, your emotional needs. I still wasn't there for you to be your mom. My decisions have played an impact on things that have happened in your life.
She needs to spend time in prison, but at the same time, she's still extremely young.
The fact, and call me judgy, the fact that he shows up to court for your sister who's on jail for murdering, who's on trial for murdering your nephew, and this is how you dress, says everything I need to know about Billie Jo. You don't tell your son to dress fucking for court? This is disgusting. Like, now it all makes sense. It really does. How the fuck you show up to court in a yellow sweatshirt?
And regardless of how it looks, at the end of the day, she's still my sister. And I feel like even though she was convicted of what she was convicted of, she still deserves a chance, even if it's later in her life.
Now that Simon has been sentenced in this case, she has 30 days to appeal the verdict, and there are 3 basic things that could happen from there. 1, the appeal is denied, meaning that Simon's conviction and sentence would stand. The decision could be reversed by an appellate court, meaning that Simon would be acquitted on the charges, or a court could remand the decision, meaning that she would get a new trial. And I did speak with Simon's lead attorney, Martin Hilliard, this afternoon, and he told me that they are absolutely going to file an appeal within those 30 days. We are going to continue following this case as it continues to develop, so stick with us for the latest updates. For now, live outside the Chatham.
See, it's things like this that I can't stand the judicial system. She doesn't deserve an appeal. She doesn't deserve anything but to be behind bars, and a mother deserves to be there with her. They both deserve to be behind bars. Drugs are not an excuse to murder. I've spent many years high as a motherfucker. I have done my share of drugs, lots of them, all different types of drugs. And I've never fucking murdered anyone. And I certainly never murdered my own child. There's no excuse at all. I hate when people use drugs as an excuse for doing horrible things, because most addicts don't kill anyone. Most addicts know right from wrong. And there's so many excuses in the world today about why mental health. No, bullshit. Mental health has been around since the beginning of fucking time. And people didn't murder their children the way they do today. The reason why they murder their children today is because they know, unless you're, and I hate to say this, but it's true, unless you're a minority living in poverty, you'll get away with it. Most white people that kill their kids pretty much get away with it or get less sentences. That's a fact, and that's a scary fact, but it's true. You'll see the same people. Skylar Richardson walks away with a fucking slap on the wrist. Didn't even finish her probation. Same scenario for a black woman. She's going to jail for life. The statistics are mind-blowing. But every day, another woman is killing a child. And every day, those same people are getting probation. Or, less sentencing. I get it's also depending on the state, but it's fucking disgusting. So I'm so sick and tired of hearing mental health issues. No, it's because they're fucking crazy. But like I said, mental health is not any worse now than it was years ago. So all these people that are using the excuse, oh, I was on drugs. Oh, it's mental health. No, it's not. The girl that, I just listened to the story again a couple of days ago. The one that killed her kids and then jumped out the window, who's now paralyzed for life. I forgot her name. Like, I understand postpartum is a real thing. And I'll give her credit for that. But even with postpartum, even if you're having a psychosis, you carefully plan that out. You knew to send your husband away. That's not a psychosis. Psychosis is in the middle of nowhere. All of a sudden, you're paranoid. You think your kids are out to get you, blah, blah, blah. I've been in a drug psychosis before and still never wanted to kill my fucking kid. I don't understand how these people, and then they pull this bullshit in court. No. People still getting prison sentences for weed. Good point. But even in a drug psychosis, you stay away from your kids. Especially if you think you're going to harm them. So you stay the fuck away from them. Yes, Lindsay Clancy. Thank you. Like, believe me, I get. Postpartum is a real thing. Everybody handles it differently. But there's many people that have postpartum that don't murder their kids. I just find it as an excuse. It's a bullshit excuse. Because you murdered all three of them. You didn't murder just one and then wake up or something. You get prison sentence for Facebook post here in the UK, but killers and rapists go free. Yeah, Lindsay did plan it to a T. That's what I'm saying. I'm not minimizing postpartum, but it's not an excuse to murder all your children. And everybody uses an excuse. Her kid was 8 months old. Her youngest was 8 months old. We do live in a disposable society. I agree. I don't remember Cindy and Casey Anthony's call. I mean, I remember some of it, not all of it. I'm telling you, every day there's a new death. Some mother decides to murder her children, and all they keep doing is saying it's mental health. No, it's not. It's deliberate murder. Stop looking for labels to put on them. Stop looking for reasons to put on them. Murder is murder, period. You don't want a baby, leave it on a doorstep. And that's the other thing. There's not even an excuse. Just leave it on a doorstep. Give it to someone. Drop it on your neighbor's porch. I mean, you could do anything. You're better off going to jail for abandonment than you are for murdering that child. But it's one of the things I keep hearing, and I keep fighting it when people say, "Oh, it's mental health. It's mental health." No, it's not. All laws are outdated. Custody laws are totally outdated too. Oh, it's absolutely happening more. A mother, familicide, I think it's called, a mother killing their child, like back in the Diane Down days, was not the norm. It's not the norm. Nowadays, it's the norm. Every single day, you can turn on Long Crime, and you can find at least 3 stories a day of a parent murdering their children. 10, 15, 20 years ago, you couldn't find that. It was rare. It's not rare anymore. It's true, Whistledown. She's going to be fucking 65. Susan Smith, that was, whoa. That bitch never belongs out of jail. See, I agree with that too. A lot of it is selfishness and pure evil. And they hide behind the guise, oh, it must be mental health. No, it's not mental health. You're a fucking murderer, plain and simple. It takes a lot to kill your own child. Like, I even said this about Chris Watts. I said this back then. I can understand killing a spouse. Not that I justify it or not that it's right, but I can understand killing a spouse. I can understand being so fucking mad at your spouse that you end up killing them in a heat of passion. I get that. Killing your own child, that's your flesh and blood. You gave birth to that child. Or that child is made up of 50% of your DNA. That's an extension of you. For you to kill that child, that is pure fucking, that's not mental health. That's fucking pure insanity. So when I hear people killing their spouse in a heat of passion get more time than baby killers, no, that's not even understandable. Baby killers should be sentenced to death, every single one of them. And they get the least amount of time. If Lelani killed her mom, she'd be in jail for life, probably with no possibility of parole. But because it's a baby, it doesn't matter. She'll have a chance of parole. She shouldn't have a chance of parole. Why? Does Quentin Simon have a chance at life? Does Quentin Simon have a chance to rebuild his life? No, he doesn't. Quentin Simon is 6 feet under, and she didn't give 2 fucks. So why does she get a chance at life? Why does she get to rehabilitate herself? And they do this across the board with moms and dads that kill their own kids all the time. It makes no sense to me. But if they killed an adult, there's life without parole. But it's because they use the excuse, oh, mental health, or some other lame-ass excuse. No, bullshit. Exactly. Responsibilities get too much, they decide to get rid of their kids. I heard a story last night about a couple who I listened to it on the Misery Machine. I even looked up the names. A 2-year-old girl was essayed by the mom's boyfriend. They would tortured her, like kept her locked up, kept her chained up whenever they were doing meth. It was sick. The prosecutors say it was the worst case they have ever seen in their entire career. She had bruises and marks everywhere. They literally tied her up like a hog tie so they can do meth. 2 years old. Absolutely fucking disgusting. I may even still have where I looked up. Hold on. Oh, no, I don't. I closed it. Yeah, they kept her like a dog while they were doing meth. Jessie something was the name. Hold on. I'll get you the story. Hold on. Let me look at my history. Well, all right. Um, transcript. All right, let me just get the name. All right. Well, here it is. Well, oh, come on. I didn't know there was a Facebook group for her. So he got death row, and then Oregon governor commuted 17 people on death row, and he was one of them. Hold on. Why can't I find it? All right. That's what I was looking for. Date of murder, June 14th. He was arrested 3 days after in Lane County, Oregon. The mom got life without the possibility of parole. Let me find. All right. Some of the injuries the child suffered, including a broken back, ruptured liver, rope burns around her wrist and ankle, sexual abuse, stab wounds, and bruises. There are 64 different talking points I've written down on the autopsy report, he said. There are more injuries than that. She has an injury on every part of her body. She had round burns on the child's lower back and buttocks, as well as her vagina and rectum as chemical burns. He took a blowtorch, like you know how you smoke crack or meth with like a propane torch? That's what he used. And it was proven that's what he used. He said that an overzealous spanking he had given a Teslin had broken her skin. And that when he and Kaiser determined that the sores had become infected, they poured a large amount of rubbing alcohol in the area. Gorham told jurors he would prove that the burns came instead of a handheld propane torch that Compton kept in the apartment to smoke meth. Mullen, defense attorney, argued in his opening statements Compton should have been charged with only murder by abuse instead of aggravated murder. A murder by abuse conviction carries a minimum prison sentence of 25 years without parole. It was sick. Yeah, blowtorch. Yeah, one of the jurors broke down at the end of the trial and had to be taken out because she was crying so hard. She found a section of skull bone with tissue. Oh, this case? Evidence indicated burns were caused by a propane torch Compton used to smoke meth. The internal bleeding came from a heavy blow or being stomped within a day of her death. Now, mind, this is sick. This is a 3-year-old girl. She had just turned 3, and this is all the stuff that was done to her. I think they both should have gotten death, period, done. One of the women of the jury were excused from service during the final argument when she began to weep uncontrollably and to repeatedly say, "God, that poor baby." A man who was one of 4 alternates selected for the trial took her place. Ken O'Cull thanked the 7-man, 5-woman jury, saying they had the hardest job in the world. They just took someone's life, but he deserved it. He hit her on the buttocks and back with a wooden spoon, a spatula, and a belt. Visitors to the apartment witnessed Compton slap her in the face, drag her by her hair, force her to stand in the corner for long periods of time, and make her take long cold baths or showers. He was frequently angry at Teslin and called her disparaging names. Visitors also observed that Compton's usually kept Teslin in the bedroom during the drug parties, and they could hear the child cry for hours. After Compton had been in the bedroom with her, he would not permit others to go in the bedroom to help her. Eventually, Compton and Kaiser kept Teslin in the bedroom most of the time. People knew this. Approximately 2 months after her death, Approximately 2 months before Teslin's death, Compton broke 4 vertebrae in her back. Sometimes thereafter, he forcibly penetrated her vagina with an object and inflicted burns on the child's back, buttocks, and genitals using an open flame. Some of those burns became infected, and Compton poured rubbing alcohol into them. He also inflicted round burns on the child's legs during the 2-week period before Teslin died. Compton immobilized her 10 to 15 times by placing her hands and feet over her head and tying them together with ropes, cords, or strips of cloth. He left her tied up for 8 to 10 hours at a time. This goes on and on. It is disgusting. Compton found Teslin dead in the bedroom of the apartment between midnight and 2 a.m. on June 14th. Let me tell you, this girl probably prayed to die. She probably did. Compton cut Teslin loose from her restraints and tried to revive her by giving her CPR. He also struck her in the left side of her chest a few times with his fist, then applied frayed live electrical cord. Oh, this is a good one. Listen to this. He applied a frayed live electrical cord to her chest and splashed her with cold water, thinking that this would revive her. Yeah. Isn't that insane? He literally tried to electrocute her to back again. Compton and Kaiser agreed to leave the body in the bedroom while they thought about what to do. Teslin's injuries were so extensive that Compton and Kaiser feared that they would go to jail if anybody saw the body. In the days after they buried Teslin, Compton and Kaiser were happy, playful, and affectionate with one another. They told friends that Teslin was with a babysitter or at Kaiser's aunt's house, and they were planning to move out of town. They also told friends that they wanted to have a baby boy. Insane. Hey, Jane's absolutely fucking insane. So if you want to watch, if you want to read everything, here's the Murderpedia on it. And then I'll give you the link for the Misery Machine. But after I watched Misery Machine, I had to fucking research it. I was like, there's no way they got this right. Oh yeah, they got it right. This is way worse than Harmony, no joke. All right, and here is Misery Machine has a 30-minute video on it. But it's just like, wow. Just wow. Hey, East Coast. Absolutely insane. And it happened in 1990. It was in the 90s, I believe. Yeah, 97. And he was convicted in 1998. He was sentenced to death, and then for some reason they took that away and gave him life without parole. No, I'm sorry. You should be in death. Period. End of story. They both should end up dead. But in a happy note, this case did change the laws in Oregon. So that's a good thing. But she was born June 8th, 1994, and she died June 17th, 97. But the Wikipedia has tons of stuff. Like all his bullshit appeals, and he's a piece of shit. He deserves to die. And that's my point. Everything that he did, and I know its states are different, but everything that this man did to this little girl, and he gets off a death row. Why is Wade Wilson sitting on death row? Why is two women more important than what this man did to this baby? Because it's a child, and I've been saying this for a really long time, that people just don't care about babies anymore. It's all about the adults. If Wade Wilson's going to fry, so should this guy, without even question. What he did to violate this little girl and put this girl through in 1 year, the last year of her life, I'm sorry. If I was this kid's relative, if I was that daughter's like grandma or something, this man would be fucking dead. It is sick. I don't know what is wrong with the law, but this motherfucker should be dead, not living life in prison. No. Go to death row and stay there. That's okay, Jenny. I'm getting off in a minute. You know what I'm saying? The law doesn't care about kids for some weird, strange reason. Why would you take this man off death row? If anybody deserves to die, it's him. I don't know. I feel like anybody that violates a child, like, again, don't give me that he was on drugs, so he did this. No, drugs didn't make you do this. I know plenty of people that have done meth that didn't fucking molest a child. It's fucking gross. A case that I was listening to yesterday, a case that I found yesterday. We kind of got off on a side note, side tangent. But I posted the links above, Jenny, for both the Murderpedia of this case and also Misery Machine's video. I agree, Sec. There is no excuse. Drugs aren't an excuse. Mental health isn't an excuse. Love isn't an excuse. No, you're a fucking murderer. You are a sick bastard if you can do that to an innocent little girl. And the mother? No, the mother's just as guilty. You never fucking allow somebody to treat your kids like that. Treat your only daughter like that. I don't care how fucking high you get. Been there, done that. Nobody would ever disrespect my children. I agree. There should be no possibility of parole, that life in prison. I don't know. I'm all for the death penalty, especially when it comes to kids. You kill a kid, you belong. There's no rehab. Sorry. Nope. It's crazy. And again, I know it's state specific, but still. It's nuts. So that's what I have for you guys today. I have to get into a shower because I have to go for my mammogram. My first one since cancer. But my oncologist said there's like absolutely nothing to worry about today because, I spent all of last year getting fixed. She said there's no reason to really worry about your first one. Like, drugs are still in your system. So I'm not worried about it. But I still got to go. That's what I'm saying, Criminal Med. So many parents hurt their kids. I love you too, Jenny. But, Jenny, go to not change.org. Go to health.gov. You have until the 15th. Just fill it out. Worst case scenario, they tell you, no, you don't qualify, or no, you can't get it, or whatever. But best case scenario, you should not be paying for your meds. That's what health insurance is for. And I guarantee you can get a much better deal with health.gov. Yes, if you have any questions, call me. If I don't answer right away, I'll call you right back. It just means I'm in a shower, which I have to get to now. But please check it out. Like I said, they extended it to the 15th. And see what you can get. They're going to ask you a bunch of questions, but make sure you use the health.gov. There's a lot of scam sites that make you pay. No, you don't want to pay anything. You don't have to pay for anything. That's why you do the health.gov. I've seen a lot of like scam sites pop up. So, all right, beautiful people. I will see you guys later. Hopefully there's more Lelani calls. Although I know I'm just going to get myself aggravated. But I will see you people later. And that's it. All right. Have a good day. Yeah, don't cancel anything until you signed up with new. I agree with that too. But yeah, you should not be paying that much money a month for drugs. That's insane. Fuck Humana. You're not rich. You don't make, you don't have millions of dollars coming in. There's no reason you should be paying for meds. I pay $10 a month for scripts. So, all right. I'll see you beautiful people later. Jenny, definitely email me or call me if you have any questions. And I'll see you guys tonight. Peace. Thank you, Amber.